And so it was all about just like, knowing that like you had the power, you had the ability to be able to like, create the success that you want just by believing in yourself. Because I was like, it don't matter what somebody tells you. Because, some people can listen to other people giving them advice saying that you're not going to really do that well and it really feel like that's going to be the case. I'm not going to do good because they said I'm not going to. No, you tell them like, look, I don't care what competition's out there. The only competition I have is myself.
Fact.
You know what I mean? I become a better version of myself every single day. Like whatever I did last time, I need to beat what I did the last time I did whatever it was that I tried to accomplish before.
What's up, man? It's the boy Pushman Mitch, host of the No Fluff Podcast, back again with an episode. I got my friend Tor, my brother in here going crazy. Brad Panther, a.k.a. home healthcare specialist, man. What's up with you, bro?
Hey, let's get it, man. So happy to be here with my brother, dog. Hey, let's go.
Yo, we still kind of stoked, man. We just got back from the Lamborghini meet, bro. That was crazy.
Man, Lambo rally was off the chain, man. If y'all have never been to an experience like that before, where you see 200 Lambos coming down the freeway, going 100 miles an hour, freaking all the way up to 200, and you sitting over here looking at the helicopters in the sky following you, man, it's like Grand Theft Auto 5 stars.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about it like that. That's how it is, though. You know what? It's like, all the stuff that's going on, I don't even realize it because I'm just so in the moment. All that stuff is going on. We got like a police escort, we got the helicopters following us, and we just dipping through the trees. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
And that Miami traffic was crazy though.
Yeah.
So the fact that we had that many Lambos cutting through in and out and everybody was driving and staying like together and we still kept the pack tight, like it just shows you, man, that like literally, man, everybody was just like holding it down.
Yeah,
it's fun.
We got some good drivers, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, so Brad, man, let's talk about you, man. It's 2022. Let's talk about what's new for you, and then we're gonna go in the backstory a little bit.
Okay, awesome.
What's new in 2022?
Oh shoot, man! Right now, I'm about to go ahead and compete on the next season Ninja Warrior. So I just got the call. I'm about to fly out in another 2 weeks, so I can go ahead and do the competition. Can't wait because they said they had 150,000 applicants this year. I got to be one of the lucky 400 out of 150,000 to compete. So, I got to go in there and get it in, baby.
That's crazy. So this is your second time, though, because I watched the first one. We all went to your house and watched the actual episode, which was dope. Bro, that's crazy. And, like, how you stay in shape, like, to even be able to get ready to do not one, but 2 seasons of this, bro?
Bro, my hands are ripped up right now from doing all these crazy plyometric workouts where I got to hang from my fingertips. I got to be able to do laches, swings, got to do balance obstacles. A lot of it's kind of like using your own body weight. You got to put your hands to get your grip strength up in these 10-pound bags of rice. And I do it like Mr. Miyagi style. Like, y'all watch Karate Kid, you got to start spinning your fingers around and that builds up the strength in your fingertips so you have more dexterity. And then those little small twitch muscles that you don't ever think about using, they get built up real hard. So then you can actually like hold all your body weight when you're doing the swinging. That's
crazy. So, you just said muscles I never even heard about.
Oh, what? Yeah.
And what the hell is dexterity?
Hey man, that's how you can move these damn fingers. I was like, shoot.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. All right. So so the first season I watched it. It was dope. And this season, so are you gonna win it? Like, what happens if you win?
So this is the thing. Like, you get $1 billion if you win, but there's only been 2 winners in 15 years.
So when you win, you got to complete every obstacle.
Every single obstacle without falling.
Damn.
And I fell twice.
But you had a good time doing it, bro.
Absolutely, man. I do this for fun, man. Like anything that I do in life, whether it's like, business, whether it's like, things I do for competitions, it's always about having a good time, you know, because I want to make sure I just enjoy my experiences to the fullest. And that's the whole thing about being an entrepreneur, right? Is that like we literally try to make sure we have the time to be able to enjoy, all the freedom that we have to be able to go do the things that we want to do.
Facts.
And so
that's all it's about, actually, man. Freedom. And like a lot of us are really, we don't even know what we looking for or trying to achieve, and it's freedom, really. So it's not about money. It's just about options. It's about freedom, being able to do what you actually want to do instead of what you can do.
Absolutely.
It's the reality, bro. So when I see you, you're like the epitome of that. Because you're just living your life. You're doing all different type of competitions. You're riding in McLarens, all this stuff. Like, and it's crazy, bro. So I remember I first met you, man. I seen your blue McLaren. It's like, what's it called? The chrome blue?
Yeah, the blue chrome.
Yo, it's crazy. So let's talk about the cars too, bro. So what made you start getting into these exotic cars and motorcycles?
Well, even then, just like you just said, when we first met, I was wearing the blue, right?
Right.
But he was rocking the grimmest purple, though. Y'all know about the grimmest purple?
Yes, sir.
I was like, that purple was insane. I was like,
I was going to wrap my new one purple like that, too. But they don't have the Plum Explosion purple no more.
Really?
Yeah, you got to get it like made from 3M.
Bro, when I first saw you and stuff, you was coming down the highway. And this is the funny thing. Like, I waved at you. And I was like, okay. He just dropped by me like real quick. And then in the light, I was like, hey, man, what's up? Because, I like bringing exotics into the group because we got like 160 exotics that are in the group. So I was just like, man, let me see if I can go ahead and bring him in. But you didn't know because you was on the phone that time. And then when I met you later on, you were like, oh, I didn't know you was waving me down that day that you had saw me. We was in traffic. I was like, yeah, bro, I'm trying to get you in the crew, man. I was like, come on, we got to bring more exotics because, I just like bringing people together.
For sure.
It's always been my personality. So, I see other successful people and everybody's riding the same. I was like, hey, man, let's all link up together and have fun and all ride at the same time. So, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing. But the car scene in Atlanta has just been blowing out.
So what made you get a McLaren? Like, what made you get that?
Because I was like, man, I've always liked McLarens, bro. Like, even when I was in elementary school, my brother said he wanted a Lamborghini. And I said I wanted the McLaren. So we both had calendars when we were growing up, right? And we would just look at each page. And literally the first page was the McLaren, second page was Lamborghini, and we both wrote on there like, look, these are the cars we're going to get when we grow up.
Damn.
So my brother, he got his Lamborghini Aventador,
right,
and I got my McLaren. We was like, look, we literally got the cars we said we were going to get when we were kids.
Nothing doper than that.
Yeah, man. So that's all manifestation, law of attraction.
It's a fact.
Spoken into existence at a young age.
Yeah, that's true, man. A lot of it, like I never even, that's dope that you even said that, man. Because me, I never really, it's not that I didn't like Lamborghinis. I never thought of a Lamborghini as a car that I would get. You know what I mean? And now I have them, but it's like literally I got exposed to the proximity of them. Like I went to a Lamborghini dealership and then I was like I got to sit in it. I was like, oh damn, I do want one of these. Like this would be dope. And then I like the same thing with a Rolls Royce, but it's just like those things aren't around my neighborhood. I didn't grow up around that stuff. So let's talk about how you grew up, bro. Like where are you originally from, and like how was life growing up?
So I'm born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. And when I was growing up, my parents, they basically were into computer technology. So the funny thing is they actually were trying to build out their own business to be able to like do networking with like Cisco systems, CCIE, basically all the things that were creating like the internet before we even had the internet. Because, we were growing up, we didn't really have computers. People didn't even have them in their home. We didn't have cell phones. All the stuff that these kids got now, we didn't have none of that stuff.
They ain't gonna never know about house phone, and then you pick up the phone and your mom pick up the other side and listen to what you're talking about.
Absolutely. And then sitting there spinning that little rotary thing over and over again, and then you mess up the phone number, and then you got to do it all over.
Man, what? I used to mess my finger up all the time. My only person who had that is my dad had that at his house. And every time I used to go try to use the phone, I'd be like, yo, mom, just dial the number for me. So it was crazy.
Absolutely. So the thing is, we used to watch how hard our parents worked, you know what I mean? And so, that kind of created like a little niche in my brother's mind, in my mind to look, we've seen them literally go from having nothing to being able to create their own business. And when they did, we were like, okay, that was really inspirational for us. So we kind of had a little bit of a guideline of what we wanted to do when it came to business. And then they grew their company to a position to where it started to become international. And so they had a location in Africa, they had a location in Malaysia, Singapore, and they got to a point to where they became one of the largest network providers in the United States, which was crazy. So it was insane. But at the same time, sometimes you get really, really big and sometimes you lose it all. So then they got to a point to where literally the company expanded, everything was great, they was blowing things out the water, and then after that, they lost everything.
Dang, how does something like that happen?
Well, they went through a really, really, really bad divorce.
And
it was one of those things where sometimes things don't work out and, parents might agree or disagree on certain things. But, even though we saw things happen to where they came back off of that really, really high horse that they were riding on, we still had everything instilled in us as far as what we wanted to do for ourselves. Because a lot of people usually give up once they get to a certain point and they say, damn, well, I lost it and we're on top of the world. But it doesn't mean that you can't do it again. Right. And me and my brother, we were the type of people, we were like, you know what? We can go out there and do it ourselves. We saw what our parents were able to accomplish. Let's go ahead and do it ourselves.
Y'all damn sure did. Y'all damn sure did. So let's talk about that. So your brother, he's in the real estate field, but you do real estate too in some capacity, right?
Yeah, so this is how it all started, right?
Okay.
So we were both like, okay, my brother was riding around in Centos in those little vans, filling up soap dispensers and a bunch of different toilet and restrooms all over the place, right? I'm sitting over here okay, I'm working at a cubicle doing bill point auditing for telecommunication companies. So Verizon, Nortel, freaking AT&T, all that stuff. And I was like, okay, there's a house selling in my neighborhood for $40,000 less than what my property was going for. So me and my brother look, hey, let's go ahead and buy that and see if we can make a profit off of it. So sure enough, we went and bought it, only spent $5,000 to renovate it. And then after that, we sold it for about $40,000 more than when we actually bought it for. And so then I was like, dang. My whole year's salary plus some. So I was like, you know what? I'm quitting the next day. Literally went to my job and I was like, okay, you know what? Hey, I'm out. Here's my resignation. But I was like, just in case things don't work out, I told them look, I got a work study program out in Japan probably be out there for a few months.
I did the same thing when I left my...
If things don't work out with this business, like, can I come back? They're like, yeah. You know, once you finish your work study, you know, in Japan, you can come on back. And I was like, okay, cool. So, of course, never went back. But, you know, wanted to make sure I had like a little, you know, security just in case I felt like, you know, things didn't work out. So me and my brother did that deal. And then after that, that's when the bubble burst. So we thought we were going to do another deal by like building some new houses. And then those new houses didn't sell. So when those new houses didn't sell, we were like, oh, crap, what are we going to do? Because we're about to lose them. Then somebody sent me a message saying, they're like, look, you can turn these houses into personal care homes. And if you have like, you know, one client in the home is $4,000 a month, you put 5 in there, you got $20,000 a month. And we were like, you know what? I never thought about that before. Because I was taking care of my granddad before he had passed away of cancer. And I actually liked the whole caretaking aspect because we had a lot of fun together before he had passed. And I was like, you know what? This is something I've always liked doing anyway. Even though it wasn't what my degree was in, even though I had no experience, I had no knowledge of it. But I was like, I went to Georgia Tech. I'm smart enough to figure this out. So then I went and just took all the classes, did all the stuff from the state, and then opened up the personal care homes. And then that saved us from losing those homes. And then I was able to go ahead and like get clients to actually live in those homes once we got approved. But before that, we weren't making no money. So it took about 2 years to get approved. So our personal home went into foreclosure. I had to file bankruptcy. They were trying to repossess my car. So my car, I actually hid behind a dumpster. So I literally had like this dumpster in the back of my complex. So I was like, look, y'all ain't about to get my whip. Like, that's going to be the last thing that I keep. And I heard the tow truck man come every single night at 2 o'clock in the morning, just riding around. And I was like, oh yeah, he's trying to get my car, but he ain't going to find it. And every single day he couldn't find it. So, and then during the time while I was waiting for like the personal care home thing to drop, I was like, I still need to get some cash in. So what I did was, during that time, people didn't have HDMI cables or didn't have like, you know, flat screen TVs. So I bought a bunch of them from China and I was selling them out the trunk of my car at the Target up the street. So I'd be like, before y'all go into this Target, I got the cables for 99 cents and I was selling for $20 because they were selling for 30 at Target. So I went and bought a whole bunch of them from China, brought them, put them in the back of my trunk, sat there in front of Target. I was like, hey, before you go in there and get them, hey, I got them in my trunk. And I was just selling them $20 a pop, $20 a pop, $20 a pop. And that's how I made my money too. You know, while I was trying
that's a real entrepreneur, bro. That's real hustle stuff. Yeah. A lot of people don't know those stories, man. All they see is now they see you in McLaren's and all this stuff. And it's just like, man, yo, he must always had it like that. But they don't really know that you got to really grind and do that hustle. That's why I got these signs here. Yeah, the hustle, execution, and grind. Because regardless, if you don't have these 3 pillars, man, it's very hard for you to become successful in any business. Don't matter if you're smart, don't matter if you know about money or credit. If you don't got these 3, it's going to be very difficult for you to get busy.
Absolutely.
And you got it. You was hustling.
Bro, I had to, man. And the thing is, like, it's one of those things where no matter how hard you fall, you still got to realize you can always pick yourself back up. It don't matter. Any tunnel you drive through, there's always an exit at the other end of the tunnel. It just depends on how long you want to stay in it. Damn. You know? And so for me, I was just like, look, I mean, if you're at the very, very bottom, you can only go up. Like, you can really only go up.
Fact.
So the thing is, like, all you have to do is just keep on working, and eventually things are going to work out. It's just that sometimes you just might have to, like, you know, adapt, or you might have to pivot here and there. But I mean, you just keep your mind focused on what you want. And my mind was still always focused on success. Even when I first got my wife, right? Like, most women will leave you if your car gets declined at McDonald's. My car kept getting declined when we went to McDonald's. Like, baby, I can't even afford a Happy Meal for you right now, you know? Nice. And she's still like, oh, it's all right. I'll take care of it. And I'm like, shoot, that's why I was like, hey, you're going to be the person I marry.
For real. And, you know, it's hard to find that, man. You know, for me, on a dating aspect, man, I'm already at a point where I'm successful. And now I'm dating now. Oh, my God. Bro. You don't know. Yeah, as soon as I fall into tough times, these girls out of there. They skating. They going to be like, what? You can't take care of us no more? Weak. You know what I mean?
Especially, and think about these day and age, like, let your car decline to McDonald's. Well, first off, just try to take a girl to McDonald's.
Oh yeah, you can't even go to McDonald's. It's so frown. Yo, do you know what's so crazy, man? And people talk so crazy about McDonald's when all of us was raised on McDonald's.
Everybody.
All of us was raised on McDonald's. Everybody. We went to McDonald's. That's the easiest way. Like, when your mom or we go on the trip, we got a basketball game. After the game, we go to McDonald's.
That's what I'm saying.
In the breakfast time, I'm talking about McDonald's was the play. So all of us are still healthy now. We grew up eating McDonald's. Like,
we
so
still got clogged arteries,
you know what I'm saying?
All this other stuff. So,
they got a bad rep. It's crazy. But that's a testament though to your wife too. Shout out to her because she just got a new Bentley and a Lambo, right?
Yeah. So my wife has a Rolls Royce Wraith, a Bentley Bentayga, and a Lambo Huracan.
It's crazy.
And that's my wife. You know what I'm saying? She got the trifecta. That's all 3.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah, that's like, I'm talking about y'all living how, like, when people say keeping up with the Joneses, they talking about you. You know that?
Oh man, not even close, man. we just try to do what we can when we can and just enjoy the things that we like. Because for some reason, we've just always liked cars. Never did I think we'd have like 6 exotic cars.
Right.
And that's it. I never thought about that when I was younger. But, as things got older and things became, more successful as we got along, I'm just like, look, hey, well, why not?
I just thought about? You got a blue Urus.
I do.
And you didn't take it to the rally.
I didn't.
And you just rode with your brother. So what happened? So I know you renting out your Urus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you doing a play, he doing a...
See, that's the play right there. That's the play.
Nah, but that's dope. So let's talk about that. So you using that, it's not a liability, it's an asset.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so the thing is, a lot of people don't realize that these exotic cars are so valuable when it comes to like people who want to rent them out. And of course, like Mitch has told you guys over and over and over again how you can turn your liabilities into assets. And he's absolutely right, because that's the thing. Like, these high-end cars, as expensive they are, they pay for themselves. You literally can ride for free by just renting out these cars.
Crazy.
And then let them literally just like debt service. Like, you don't have to worry about that $4,000 a month price tag, because everybody's like, well, I don't think I could ever see myself spending $4,000 on a car. You got to realize that car is literally going to pay itself off by other people. You're literally renting that car out. You know what I mean? So the thing is, you don't think about the aspect of how much it costs. You think about what it's going to generate.
That's true. Well, it's the mindset. Poor people think day to day, middle class people think month to month, rich people think year to year, real rich people think decade to decade. So if you're thinking about long term, you can kind of just balance it out and say, okay, cool. If I got to put down this much money to get this car, if I rent it out for 1 month at this rate, then I'll make that money right back. I got my return on investment. The rest of it, I use my signature for.
Yep.
And then you just pay at monthly, you getting cash flow. And then after the miles get to a certain point, you could just sell the car. And then how the cars are right now, they sell them for more than what we buying them for.
And that's what's crazy, man. All the used cars are selling more for the new cars.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? I literally got a call that they wanted to buy the Urus for $100,000 more than what I paid for it.
Right now.
Because they just don't have any cars available.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's actually cheaper to buy it new than it is to buy it used.
That's why people getting on the wait list. Did you get on the Ferrari wait list?
Yeah, so I went ahead and put the deposit on the Ferrari, and they said it's supposed to come in like in a year and a half or whatnot. Could be sooner than that. Who knows?
I think it's going to take longer, because I think they're going to see the reviews to people seeing it, and I think they're going to go back and make it look a little bit more aggressive.
And that's the thing. Yeah. They don't. I don't think they really, because when I talked to the guy at the dealership, he said that it wasn't definitive on that look, that everybody was like still circling around.
Yeah.
So maybe Ferrari is trying to say that it's not because of the feedback that they got from it.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to say.
Yeah, I think it's just, if they competing with the Urus, they need to make it look a lot more aggressive.
Oh yeah. Because
that
Lambo
Urus
did their
looked
thing. Yeah, the Urus looks awesome.
They did that one.
Yeah.
Because everybody's trying to make a luxury good looking SUV. It's kind of hard to do, and they did it.
And Ferrari decided to be last in the game because they said they wanted to make the best one out of everybody else. But I'm like, Ferrari, their cars are great and everything, but I don't know if you guys are gonna beat what Lambo done already came out with. But like you said with the play, right? The reason why I went ahead and got the allocation is because the thing is, a lot of people don't want to wait when the car comes out.
Right.
See, the thing is, anytime a car is brand new released, everybody's going to want to get it as soon as it comes out, and they don't want to have to wait. So all I'm going to do is sell my allocation.
That's it.
Therefore, all I had to do was put that $10K down just to have a place in line. So I'm number 17 in the country right now. So the thing is, when my actual bid comes up, somebody else who wants to go in there and get the car, you can pay me $100K, take my spot in line. I jump out of line. You take it. I never even had to buy it.
Easy.
I never even had to buy it. That means I spent no money.
No money.
No money. I just
free flip. That's what we call it. Free flip.
Free flip.
It's crazy, man. There's so many different things. And, once you start accumulating some wealth, I say, like, everybody asks us what we do. And when you accumulate a little bit of wealth, then it's like you're an investor at that point. You know what I mean? We still have our businesses, but we're investors, though, because the money that we make, we got to make it make money.
Absolutely.
Or else it's pointless. Because literally it's just going to be gone. It's going to be spent. So every dollar that we make has to work. So
absolutely.
Let's talk about investing. Do you invest in any other way, like other than, I know you're in a private home healthcare space, and you went from, clearly started from a cubicle, went to real estate a little bit, and then jumped into private home healthcare. But before I even talk about investing, I wanted to ask you, so how does that transition go to from when you just started off with a couple houses that y'all had, and then to where y'all at now?
All right, so I'm gonna tell you a really crazy story that nobody else knows.
Oh, this is
You're gonna be the only person who ever knows this.
This is gonna be
and this could even get me in trouble. But you know what? I don't really think it's gonna get me in trouble because it don't matter because it was so long ago. So what happened is we found out that at the State Department level, they were basically trying to shut down a lot of the smaller providers, meaning like, people who only had like about 10 personal care homes or whatnot or less. And so there was a lot of agencies that were coming up in Atlanta, and everybody was doing well. Everybody was like, servicing clients, but they wanted to give all the business to the large companies. Everybody who was like, $100 million personal care home firm, they wanted to make sure they had got all the clients. So what happened is they started trying to shut down all the smaller providers around the state of Georgia. So they were trying to start shutting down our agency because we only had about 12 homes. They started shutting down other agencies. So we went from like 12 homes all the way down to 2. And they were basically trying to make sure that this was happening across the board with everybody. And we saw the larger companies continue to get larger because we were getting calls of them taking all the residents out of our homes and putting them in their homes. So what I did was I created the Provider Alliance Network. And the Provider Alliance Network was actually a bluff. So what I did was I wanted to integrate all the providers in the state of Georgia to be able to rally against the state to say, look, you can't be trying to put all these smaller companies out of business because these are people's livelihoods. Like these people literally, depending on this money and income to come in to sustain their lifestyle. So in order to help that situation, I basically made a random Google account. I called it Provider Alliance Network. And what I did was I sent it to all the state legislation, like everybody in the state. I'm talking about like senators, I'm talking about governors, all that stuff. And then I said, look, all the providers are banding together because we want to make sure that we find a way for you guys to not try to shut down all these smaller companies because they're the ones who are creating the backbone of this entire network in the first place. And you guys can't do it without us because these larger companies cannot sustain being able to service all of these individuals who have these health problems that need to be in these homes. And so once that happened, and I CC'd everybody, I put every single provider on that list. I put everybody from state legislation on the list. And when they saw it and I called out specific people, they're like, oh crap. And I said, we're doing a class action lawsuit against everybody. And so they were like, we're going to have to put pause on everything. So they stopped shutting down people's homes, right? Now, remember, I did this as just a play, just to make sure that they didn't shut down our home. But what happened was every single provider I put on that list sent me messages. And all these messages were talking about, oh yeah, the same things happened to me. Oh, they went in here and took my residents. They went in here and stole the clients out of my home. Oh, they went in here and shut down these properties. I took all of these correspondences from hundreds of providers, put that together, sent that off. And what happened was a real class action lawsuit happened.
Damn.
An actual real class action lawsuit happened from that. And then it literally stopped everything happening from all these other providers being shut down. Everybody was able to keep their homes. Everybody was able to keep all their properties. And it literally changed the game. Bro,
is that why you call yourself Brad Panther? Because you're like a real superhero. You saved everybody in front of home healthcare.
Yeah,
that's
man,
crazy.
I was just like, look, I can't let people get run over like that because I was just like, there's too many people. And of course, healthcare is all about helping people. I always love to help people. I always wanted to make sure that people were able to succeed. I like seeing people be able to run their businesses. And if you have a good company and you're helping these people who need like this medical assistance, you need to be able to keep your business going. They shouldn't be able to take that. They should be able to take the clients from you and just put them in like a larger freaking facility just because they just want to give all the business to the large providers. I was like, no. Right. Like this whole country is built off of small businesses. You have to have small businesses to be able to keep things running the way they are now. You can't just give everything to the large companies. It don't work that way.
That's crazy.
So that's why I said I had to go ahead and put a foot in that ass, and go ahead and tell them like, look, hey, we ain't standing for that. And so let's go. And then it worked out, and I didn't know it was going to turn out to be as big as it was, but they never knew who was responsible.
That's
well,
crazy.
They know now.
They know now, right? Yeah. You heard it here first. No, but that's like the small guy, winning. That's a big win against the big guy.
Yeah, it was.
That happens. A lot of times we always just take the L. We got to go along with whatever is just, the powers that be says or does.
Yeah. And so the main thing is, so when that happened, like I said, I went down from 12 homes all the way down to 2 homes. We already knew that we need to start switching business models. And I had already had an idea in my head that like, look, let's start doing private home health care. We can actually send the nurses to the clients' homes because there's a lot of people who would rather actually have the services come to their home versus actually having to be in a personal care home for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right.
So that's when we got to apply for those services. And once we started, it was funny because the director was like, yeah, once you start this business, it's very competitive. There's a lot of competition. And, you might get like maybe 1, maybe 2 clients or whatnot, within your first year. Man, I looked at my wife. She looked at me. I was like, you don't know who we are. She don't know who we are. Blew that thing out, became $1 million company within the first 8 months.
Damn.
Literally within the first 8 months. And after that, we scaled to like a $6 million company, like within a few years after that. So, I mean, it just took us no time. Like we knew exactly what we needed to do. We knew how to go in there, especially out all that hell and heartache that we had from the business before with the personal care homes. This is way easier. You know what I mean? So we basically went out there and then, we just did our thing. And so it was all about just like, knowing that like you had the power, you had the ability to be able to like, create the success that you want just by believing in yourself. Because I was like, it don't matter what somebody tells you. Because, some people can listen to other people giving them advice saying that you're not going to really do that well and it really feel like that's going to be the case. I'm not going to do good because they said I'm not going to. No, you tell them like, look, I don't care what competition's out there. The only competition I have is myself.
Fact.
You know what I mean? I become a better version of myself every single day. Like whatever I did last time, I need to beat what I did the last time I did whatever it was that I tried to accomplish before.
That's a reality. A lot of people don't understand that. Like we sometimes just introduce ideas to, a big idea to a small mind anyway. So, and then sometimes the problem is that people they're projecting themselves onto you. So them saying you only can get 1 or 2 clients is because that's all they could get.
Yep.
So they like, bro, you don't got what we got. We got a whole different thing.
Absolutely.
And that's a testament to also just y'all. Y'all already knew what y'all wanted to do. And y'all, like you said, you took it to where you wanted to get it to. So a lot of people, when they hear this, I want them to understand that it really doesn't matter the business. It really doesn't matter the industry.
Nope.
It's just the people. Like the people determine, because like a lot of people, can we do this in this city or this? I'm like, of course you could, but it's up to you though.
It is.
It ain't gonna be me. I can't make you do it. I can't make you get up every day and be on time and set up a system, be organized, and then give great customer service. I can't make you do that.
Nope,
I can tell you how to do it. Like you just told us how you got into every industry. You told me how you sold the property.
Yeah.
People gonna hear that and be like, yeah, and then go right back to the regular programming. So some people gonna hear and be like, I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's just different strokes for different folks. So yeah, I mean, like, man, bro, I just wanted to give you flowers too, man. You doing your thing.
Hey, man, bro. Hey, the funny thing is, it's cool because we have like, the network that we have of all the people who we've met over the past, year?
Yeah.
Some change?
Yeah.
Like we've known each other for a short amount of time, but the amount of like success from our group and then like, how everybody's been able to like still evolve and develop and everybody's continuing to like, thrive and like, still be able to like grow and grow and grow in their businesses is phenomenal.
Man, it's dope.
What I mean?
I've never had a network like this before. What about you? Have you ever seen
never
it?
have either.
I've never seen
anything like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they look like us. That's the crazy part about
like us, bro.
Yeah. So when we was in Miami, so we just came from the Corsa rally in Miami where we just raced the Lambos through the streets. And all of us, like, and our whole Atlanta group, we really shut the scene down.
Man, we shut it down, man. And it's like, 20 of us
man,
or something like that? And we're the
Yeah.
only ones of color, actually, for the whole rally, if you think about it.
It's
it was
nuts.
just our Atlanta crew, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we coming repping hard. So we repping for the ATL, man. It just reminds me of like when they talk about Black Panther again, like Wakanda is in Atlanta.
Yeah, we could have came up here with the X's like, hey, Wakanda,
but we wore
Atlanta
the rapper, athlete, entrepreneur shirts, man.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so to rep for, shout out to Neo, new ACEO. It's 2 weeks out. That's the brand, the entrepreneurs. So we had to go out there and rep for the gang, man. And it's dope to be able to do that. Like
it is.
Yeah. So yeah, bro. So I wanted to ask you, you got your dream house, you married, you got your dream cars. What's next? Like what you gonna get next, bro?
See, my main thing is I like seeing other people become successful.
Ooh.
So my next thing is like really just being able to help create as many multi-million-dollar companies as possible. Like before we started doing like the healthcare game plan, like we had about 5 people that we had brought into the business, and Jonathan Gooch, of course, was one of them, and like they all became $1 million companies within the first year. And so we were like, you know what? Like we've already created 5 other $1 million companies. We might as well go ahead and do it with other people so we can be able to help them do the same thing. And so right now we got maybe about close to about 80 people under mentorship right now, and the people who have already gotten approved are earning crazy salaries right now, man. We got a person like in their first week of just going out there once getting approved already at $250,000 a year.
Dang.
Like one of Trina's best friends already at like $975,000 for the whole entire year. Then we got 6 other people in between $750K, $600K, another one $800K, and another one at $460K. And
Wow.
I'm like, they're all just growing their businesses, and like, it takes like about 6 to 7 months to get approved, but like once they get approved, man, like the way that these people have been like just earning and going out there getting their clients and being able to scale their businesses has been phenomenal. But that's what we teach though, because we want to be able to see as many successful companies as possible, and it's just we're seeing it in real time now. So if I can give back in a way to where like I can like help people become really successful and help them create multi-million-dollar companies, then shoot, man, hey, my work here is done. You know what I mean?
That's superhero work though. I think about it like that, like because. Me, I'm in the coaching space as well. I teach people how to do what I do. And what's cool about what we do is we literally, someone pays us one time and then we teach them how to make money forever. It's great when you really think about it. And it's like, clearly we undercharge. but we teach them how to make $1 million companies, like what you're saying. And in normal business, if somebody goes somewhere, they just pay somebody and then they just keep coming to pay them.
Yep.
Like with us, you pay us and then we teach you how to do what we do. And now you literally are able to create something for you, your family, whoever else you tell. And that's the dopest thing about it. So we got like the best job in the world. Like that's why I feel like.
Oh yeah, we do. We do.
It's crazy.
Because you get to empower so many people. And then on top of that, the thing is, it becomes like a trickle down effect. You know what I mean? Because all these people become successful, they get to help their communities. They get to help the people that they know. And then everybody starts building wealth in the communities as a whole, because like the more we're helping other people, the more they help more of our communities, and the more that everybody starts growing and everybody starts gaining that financial independence. And that's the only way that we'll be able to like, finally start, creating like financial stability between like, the African-American community, which we've been down for so long. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
So it just takes people like us to go out there and start pumping it up, helping it up.
That's what we doing, man.
And it changes things generationally.
You talked about Gooch, man. That's my brother, man. I know y'all are close too. And you turned him up. You taught him how to get into private home health care. And he's going crazy.
Oh yeah, he's killing it, man.
Yeah, that's dope. How's it make you feel when you see him?
Man. I mean, I'm beyond proud. I've known Gooch since he was like 18.
Crazy.
I'm like, who's this little kid over here? Man, we was riding motorcycles together. And I was like, man, who's this little kid over here with this 6 Series? Looking all young, flashing all this money, living at the 12. I was like, don't make no sense. And then I was just like, just seeing his development and seeing his growth over the years. And then, he's done pretty well and stuff for himself for a while. But I was just like, look, man, like you'll kill it even crazier if you start doing this healthcare thing. And he was like, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do it. Then once he did, hey, he killed it. He did the same thing like we did. $1 million company in the first year, and that's all it is, just building up. And so, I'm crazy proud of my brother, man. Like,
man, that's so dope, proud. Man. I'd be proud when I see all of y'all, man, just because y'all are like people that people can mirror now. You know what I mean? Man.
I mean, remember like one of the first times that we did meet each other was actually literally going to do like the shutdown at the Kroger.
Yep.
And then like we were all just like giving back, and we got to see like the looks on people's faces and like how much it meant to everybody when we were just going there. And the thing is, that was just doing that because we knew how hard it was during like the pandemic.
Right.
We knew that people like really, really needed like, assistance. Folks was like, man, I didn't even know I was going to do for Thanksgiving. I didn't know if I was going to be able to eat, feed my family, stuff like that. Those are genuine concerns for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
And so for us to be able to go out there and do that, man, it's just no other better feeling than to see the gratification of people being happy about the fact that you were able to help them out of a situation they thought they had no way out of.
It's crazy. And then right after that, you did Walmart, right?
And then we did Walmart right after that. Yep. And then Mitch came on through support for that. We did $100,000 giveaway there, and that was freaking insane.
It was dope, man. Like the people, you could tell, man, how thankful they was, how grateful they was. Like it was crazy. I mean, it was some people frustrated, but I'm sure they was happy when they got inside.
Oh, they were real happy when they got inside.
They was happy when they got inside. And they get their free gifts and stuff like that. And that's all it's about, man. Us even being able to do that and then doing it in a way where people can be inspired at the same time. Because most of the time, like people who look like us, we don't have someone in the mirror. Like I was saying, like we look at athletes for real. We look at actors and stuff like that. Clearly, drug dealers. Like when they come from our neighborhood, we be like, oh yeah, that's the only way I can get money like that is a drug dealer. We glorify these things like in rap and movies, and like that's what we look to do. That's why we end up being where we be. So at the end of the day, to be able to see a person like you and your wife and Gooch and all these people that you've inspired, to be able to see people like y'all doing it in a different way is dope. Like, so that's why I love to be a part of anything that y'all do. And every time it's a situation, man, and y'all come support me as well, which is I definitely appreciate.
We gotta support our boy, man. Cause you family, bro. Come on, you already know, family all day.
It's gonna be like that forever, man. Like, and I wanted you to come on the pod because I wanted people to hear your story, because I know, like, not only do you you're successful, but your personality is bubbly and like the way you look at life is different. So I wanted everybody to be able to see that and be inspired by that, bro, because you inspire me all the time.
Bro, you inspire me too. The same, like we all inspire each other, man. That's the whole thing about the circle. That everybody inspires each other, man. Anytime you see somebody else doing good, anytime you see somebody else winning, like we all support each other in their winnings. Nobody's like, oh man, I can't believe he's doing this or doing that. Like nobody's hating on each other because it's all love, man. It's always going to be love.
Okay. So before I let you get off of here, I know you got a course and I know you got a mentorship program. Are you going to give people a discount for watching the No Fluff Show?
Absolutely, of course. Yeah, for my guy all day.
Yes, sir. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna drop it underneath this actual video, and I'm gonna have y'all be able to follow you on Instagram. What's your social media?
So it's at Brad Panther.
at Brad Panther, the real T'Challa. If y'all don't know who T'Challa is, this is him right here.
Let's go. I love my
And
superheroes.
you know what I mean? He did the real Ninja Warrior. So y'all keep an eye out for the next season as well, because he's going to be on that.
Absolutely.
I'm going to drop all the links below to all his stuff so y'all can be able to tap in with him, because this is a must follow. This is a person who y'all need to be able to see, talk to. If you get the chance to be around this guy, I'm telling you to change your life.
Hey, it's all love, man. I just appreciate you having me here, man, because
You
everything
already
I can
know.
do, man, I love it.
You already know. All right, well, this your boy Pushman Mitch, Brad Panther, No Fluff the Podcast. We out of here. You dig?
Let's go.